Hi, everybody, and greetings from Clasheen. It's evening time here, and I've been on the road all day. So if I appear a little bit pale or a little bit wild looking, don't worry. I'm here to answer your questions about whether the Dirty Pot Club is a good fit for you. And most of you have been on a live stream with me before. I normally have my great friend and right-hand woman, Shauna, to help me in the background. But Shauna isn't here this evening. So I'm manning the comments myself, and I will be looking back and forwards a little bit. So don't think I'm not concentrating if I'm not looking directly at the screen. So what I'm going to do is give you a little brief recap about what the Dirty Pot Club is. I'll answer a few questions that have come in over the last few days via email and as questions on YouTube and Facebook. But if you have a question, this is really why I am here. I never want to force anybody to join any learning experience with me. But if you have a question and put 3 question marks in front and 3 behind, it will be easier for me to answer it. And thank you so much to my friend Karen. Karen is already in the club. And Karen, you're very kind. I'm not sure how true that is tonight. But anyway, if you have a question about the club, put 3 question marks in front and 3 behind, and I can find it easier. So really, what I would like to say is, how would you feel if you could master eco-printing without traditional powdered mordants? This is eco-printing in the dirty pot in an environmentally mindful and health conscious way. How would you feel if you got really good results with this right from the start? There's so much information available online about eco-printing, and often people are posting things on YouTube in particular, and they honestly don't have a huge amount of experience behind them. And I'm not trying to knock anybody, but so many people think you can get beautiful prints from leaves, flowers, and bark, but they don't fix the color correctly on the fabric. So depending on where you learn, many people have had really, really bad experiences. And what I'm here to do is show you step by step and guide you along the way how to achieve really good, consistent prints that will be washable, color fast, and stand the test of time. And we will be doing these without using the traditional powdered mordants. So you'll have my lessons, my step-by-step videos in your library, and you will have ongoing coaching calls with me every month. There will be Q&A sessions every month, and there will be other hands-on workshops where we all work in our own studio, but we meet several times a day. So basically, I'm offering professional guidance, support, and teaching to help you achieve your goals in the shortest time possible. But it's more than just me helping you. It's a really, really nice community. And in fact, I'm delighted, Karen, that you're joined in here, because Karen is a very valued member of the EcoPrint and Wet Felt Club. That was my flagship club that, in fact, I am winding up in August. And the reason for that is it deals with eco-printing in the dirty pot and wet felting. And my time is very precious at the moment, as my mother has Alzheimer's and Dad's cousin has dementia. So I am helping them, and I'm spending more time with them, and which is eating into my studio time. So by offering the Dirty Pot Club, which is my big passion, by offering this at a less expensive price, it means that I can help more people achieve their goals, but I can also have more time in the studio myself. So how does a membership work? What is the difference between a membership and an online course? There are a couple of main differences. So an online course, the easiest way of describing it is it's a standalone product. And when it's online, I host my courses on Kajabi, which is the learning platform. Somebody would buy a course and they would have access to that content indefinitely. So my eco-printing with eucalyptus in the Dirty Pot course, that course was sold at $149 US dollars. And there was information in that course, step-by-step videos. It was very comprehensive and people would buy that. But the way a membership works is you have access to a much broader library of content. You know, we have upcycling garments, working with big pieces, all sorts of things, all related to the Dirty Pot. The big difference is you have access to the content as long as you are a paid up subscriber, like a Netflix subscription or Sky. When you pay up, you have access to this library of content. But what you have is ongoing support from me and live calls every month. So that is the big difference. With the course, you're buying a product and you have that information. With a membership, you're buying, ongoing support, the beauty of working with other people, etc., etc. And I'd like to just share, or I'd like to answer a few questions, and then I'll just run through what the Dirty Pot Club actually, contains, everything that's in it. But I really do want this to be your opportunity to ask me questions. So don't forget, if you have a question, please just write it as a comment so that I can answer it for you. So some of the questions that came in during the week, you may also have these questions. So what happens if English is not your first language? Will you be able to follow in the club? Well, the first thing I would say is when I facilitate a coaching call or a Q&A session, I always do try and talk slowly. Sometimes we get excited because we're sharing what people are working on, and I'm giving feedback, etc., etc. But you can always ask me to talk slower. But from the learning perspective, the library is chock-a-block with step-by-step video tutorials where everything is broken down into stages. So even if you spoke no English at all or very, very minimal English, you could use Google Translate for any of the text and you could just follow along with all the videos. And honestly, many people who were in the EcoPrint and Wet Felt Club at the beginning, they did not speak English as their first language. And so that was not a problem. Now, how about people who live in a different climate or region than Ireland? I'm aware that particularly, the further north you get in North America, Canada, various parts of the world, it may be extremely cold at times. Other parts of the world may be extremely hot at times. And people get very, very worried about finding vegetation. So for me, within the club, there is a list, a comprehensive list of vegetation from different regions of the world that I have had experience with myself, eco-printing with this vegetation myself, and that's working without mordants. And then there are recommendations from a few people who I have taught, and I'm confident that having seen their work with this vegetation, that it gives excellent prints, all in the Dirty Pot. And when you don't have much vegetation to use in the winter, for example, in those countries where there is so much snow, and I mean, parts of Europe, there's so much snow, the further north you go, well, you can save leaves from the times that you have access to them, and they can be frozen, they can be dried, some leaves can be kept in water. So all that information will be available to you. And when all else fails, you can use onion skins and beautiful black tea leaves, slices of turmeric root. There are different things you can use when you don't have access to vegetation. Then somebody else was saying they had never eco-printed before. And what they were wondering was, should they try for several months and practice and get going and then join the club to get the best benefit? Or should they join the club now? And my answer is, if you are totally new, there will never be a better time to learn the foundations correctly. If you follow my step-by-step videos, you will get fantastic results and you learn from experience. And I know all too well that many people have had bad results at the beginning, and that often just comes from very small things. So maybe your pot liquid isn't hot enough, you're not using suitable vegetation, you haven't prepared your fabric correctly. But if you don't know how to do these things, or if you're moving over from working with traditional powdered mordants, there are nuances when you work without them in the dirty pot that you need to be aware of. So for that reason, I would say join as soon as you can. You will have a fantastic foundation. And then what will happen is you will be able to build from there. And I just see Karen has actually popped something, a comment up. And Karen, thank you. I'm just going to read this. Now, I have not asked Karen to say this. So Karen is saying the club is wonderful and you go at your own speed. And if you miss a Zoom call, one of the coaching or the Q&A sessions, those will all be uploaded into your library afterwards. So you can watch them at your leisure. And she says you will not regret joining the club. It is awesome. Thank you so much, Karen. I really, really appreciate that, because you have actually dealt with something that I wanted to say. We all live in different parts of the world. So I'm almost in the middle. Some people are on the west coast of America. Some people are on the east coast of Australia or New Zealand, or, you know, somewhere in Europe, Canada, maybe in India, China, etc., etc. So we're in different time zones. So some of the calls will be early in the morning Irish time, and some of the Zoom calls will be later in the evening Irish time. And this means that everybody who's a member of the club will get to attend some of the calls and can watch the other ones as a replay. There have been some dedicated American members who actually attend all the calls. And there've been some dedicated New Zealand members in the past who also attended all the calls, but there's no need to if you don't want to. But you will make friends with the other members because you see each other face to face. We chat, we share our work, you hold it up, I give feedback, you ask questions, and it's good fun. Now, what happens if you have very little time? Maybe actually, like me, you're helping care for a family member, or maybe you're busy with work, you're not home. You know, can you still get the benefit from the club? I would say definitely, because you can break the process down into different stages. It does not all have to be done on the one occasion. And that's something I can help you with and give you guidance with. And it's just so relaxing to be able to work with nature and being environmentally mindful and create beautiful things. It's a very good way to mentally de-stress. So I'm going to just whip through a few slides just to show you what's on offer. I'm going to tell you about 3 bonuses that everybody will qualify for. And let me just go through, let me see what this is. No, I'm not going to go through the library. There's no need to do that. What I'd like to do is just let you know what is actually on offer. So basically, what I want to do is help you avoid overwhelm, so that you don't have to go searching online and you don't have to work out which information is the important information to help you get beautiful eco prints. So I will help you achieve beautiful eco prints right from the beginning in an environmentally mindful and health conscious way. So you're working more sustainably than you might otherwise be. There's a lot in the library about working with, you know, upcycled clothing. And you can do all of this even if you are a total beginner. So The club really, it offers a simple approach for extraordinary results. And there is clear and concise guidance, that things that you can put into action immediately. So it could be some really small little thing and you say, aha, that's where I might get a difference. So often it's just a little tweak. And during our face-to-face sessions, you can show me your work and I will give you feedback. But you can also upload all of these to the Facebook group, and we'll talk about community in a minute. And one of the really important things within the club is an eco-printing roadmap. And this is basically a chart where I have given you different stages and different milestones to reach and suggestions of what to do so that you can reach the milestones and move on to the next stage. So if you are a total beginner, you would be starting at the very foundations. That's section 1. And you would not be jumping ahead and looking to a further section until you have completed everything in section 1, you've had good results, and then you move on. So you're building on your knowledge. And that eco-printing roadmap, it's just a guideline that you can say, oh yes, I'm on stage 2, this is what I need to concentrate on. And it helps you avoid that overwhelm. And I can absolutely guarantee you that I will give you my full support, my feedback, and my encouragement. It's very important, I think, to have success at the beginning. We all have disasters at times, me included, at times. Yesterday, I had a bit of a disaster. I put 2 pieces in my washing machine. I didn't concentrate on what was happening. I'm having problems with the washing machine. There was some detergent in it and they went through a cycle for about 4 hours. There still are prints, but there was detergent. Oh, I mean, it was just a bit of a disaster. So we can empathize with each other, but you will get unwavering support, feedback, and encouragement from me. And a vibrant community. At the moment, because the Dirty Pot Club is just, it's just literally launched this week. People from the Eco-Print and Wet Felt Club are joining. So there is a community already there that you know are friends with each other, and they will all be friends with you as well. So we're going to be having a monthly Zoom coaching call, a monthly Zoom Q&A session. We're going to have quarterly hands-on sessions when we create together. And these have proved very, very popular in the main club. So these are where I decide on a topic, or we decide on a topic together, what we'd like to work on. And then we meet for 3 Zoom sessions during the day. So you dip in and out of whichever session you're able to make. Then we all work on the same thing and we share what we make afterwards. There are going to be fun challenges, and there's a really nice atmosphere in, you know, when we have a private Facebook group. So I would encourage everybody to join our private Facebook group. And so the important thing to know is, how much is your investment in yourself? Well, there are 2 different options. So $49 US a month. And bear in mind that my eco printing with eucalyptus course was $149. So for the monthly subscription, you could have 3 months of this for the same price the other course was. And that doesn't mean I'm devaluing the other course. It was a different package and people have access to the videos all the time. But with the club, for $49 a month, you get that face-to-face contact with me. You get your step-by-step video tutorials, comprehensive library of content, the eco-printing roadmap, the coaching calls, the Q&A, the private group, the hands-on sessions, and the fun challenges, plus bonuses, which I'll mention in a minute. And then for the annual subscription, basically, it's the same content, but you get 2 months free. So if you know you're going to stick with me for a year, you can choose to pay $490 US for access to the Dirty Pot Club. And this means that you get 2 free months. But you might be asking, is there a guarantee? Absolutely. Because I never want somebody to join something and not be happy with what they join. There is an unconditional 14-day money-back guarantee. So if for any reason you are not satisfied with your investment in the first 14 days, you need to send me an email within this time frame. And at that stage, I will issue you with the refund straight away. I'm not going to ask you, have you looked through the library? Have you done the work? That's not my way. I don't want to force somebody to work with me. So if you have let me just go back. So after the 14 days, if you have an annual or a monthly subscription, sorry, I'll make it bigger. If you have a monthly subscription, you can stop your subscription at any time before your next payment is due. So let's say you join the club and in 4 months' time, you decide, okay, that's it. I've learned as much as I need to know. I'm off by myself. You can stop your subscription. There's absolutely no problem. With the annual subscription, you have your 2-week money-back guarantee, 14-day money-back guarantee. And after that, if you choose to stay, you cannot suddenly say, oh, well, I want to leave after 6 months, and then you get a refund of the second 6 months. That's not how the annual subscription works. Once you're over the 14-day money-back guarantee period, you're tied into that subscription. So you would not then, if you want to leave, you would not pay another annual subscription, but you're getting a discount. And so if you're unsure, the monthly subscription is a really good option. If you're absolutely sure and you can afford to just pay it all in one go, you're getting 2 months free. And there's that full 14-day money-back guarantee with each of those subscriptions. So then I just want to mention some bonuses that I am giving everybody who joins the club. And the first one is you get this bonus immediately you join. This will be in your in Kajabi, which is the learning platform. So you'll have your Dirty Pot Club membership, and then side by side you have this sort of mini workshop or course, and this takes you step by step through videos of me transforming this silk dress. And it just discusses how to deal with delicate fabric. So this particular piece, it's silk, it has beautiful beading, it has lace, it has pleats. And you see all the videos and step by step, and I give you tips for working with delicate fabric, because people are obviously anxious about that. So that workshop is available when you join. So even if you decided you were leaving after the 14 days, you would be able to see those videos now. They would be in your library as soon as you would join. So then towards the end of February, we're going to have a sort of a challenge workshop. And this will be one of the occasions where we work together, where we have 3 Zoom calls during the day. This will be at the end of the month. So this will be after that 14-day money-back guarantee period. But we will have our Zoom calls. We've already had 2 bag challenges in the other club, origami bags, but there will be a few different options, and just leave it with me. Trust me, it was great fun before, and I know you would enjoy it. So that will be towards the end of this month. And then I'm also going to give you access to another little mini product, which I just need to finalize. But this will be sort of a training, a whole section about printing to sew garments, or sewing garments and then printing. And here, for example, is a garment that I printed the fabric first and then I made the garment. So there can be different nuances between printing a whole garment or printing the fabric and using it for sewing. You get a different result. So that will be the third bonus for everybody who joins, and that will be available a little bit later in this first quarter of the club. So that will be within the first 3 months. So immediately there is the this bonus is available immediately. Then the bag workshop will be towards the end of February, very last week, maybe in February. And the printing to sew or sewing to print will be just later in another, 6 weeks or so. Right, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask them, please. So if you have a question, please put it as a comment. A link to the club is available in the video description. There it is on the screen as well. I'll just finish because I don't see questions, but I just have a few testimonials here that I would maybe just read through. And Anne was a very valued member for 2 years of the EcoPrint and Wet Felt Club. And Anne is somebody who claimed she didn't have a creative bone in her body, but she wished she did. And she often tried learning things such as ecoprinting, but she needed more than an overview. And honestly, Anne's work was really, really beautiful in the club. So she says, along came Nicola and my world changed. Her step-by-step tutorials have given me the confidence I never had. Now I am addicted to eco-printing and enjoy the benefits of the club. Thank you, Nicola. That was a really lovely testimonial from Anne. And Gillian is a current member of the Dirty Pot Club. And initially, this is a testimonial from about a year ago. In the years since I joined Nicola's short course, making and eco-printing felted bags, and subsequently becoming a member of her eco-printing and wet felting club, I have had a whole new world open up in my textiles work. I have been a quilter, felter, and stitcher for decades. Now, trust me, Gillian's work is beautiful. Nicola is a very generous and detailed teacher, and she is always ready to answer everyone's questions. Her practices are ethical and sustainable, and I'm always up for the next challenge. Gillian and I actually met in Geelong at the end of September, beginning of October. She was a participant in the only face-to-face workshop that I taught last year in Australia. And we had an absolutely fantastic time together. So I'm delighted that Gillian is in the new club. And I see that there must be a question coming in. Let me just see. Okay, no questions. Karen's saying she can't wait to meet all the new members. Me too, Karen. Very excited. So let me just see. Yep, Tammy here is also a member. So what I love most about Nicola's teaching is her joy in unveiling her dirty pot creations. Watching her unwrap her artwork live is like opening my own Christmas present. No one can absolutely guarantee the outcome of your own work because there are so many factors involved, and that's what I like most. Nicola has taught me to love the unexpected and learn from my mistakes, and overprint. That's a great thing. That's in your library. And absolutely love the results when everything comes together beautifully. Using the dirty pot method, as Nicola teaches it, has made making my own printed artwork, wearables, and household goodies so accessible, and I love every minute of it. And it's just wonderful to see the friendship that has built up between different members of the club. And I know that if you choose to join us, you will have fantastic fun too. So unless you have any questions, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you all so much for your attention. And I look forward to welcoming you to the club if you decide it's for you. Registration closes at 1 minute before midnight tonight. And that's Pacific time. So the time on the West Coast of America. So time is really, really running out. You need to make a decision, and then the club will close, and I will really be concentrating on helping all the members that are in it for the next few months. And then it may open again later in the year, but it certainly will not be for several months. So thank you all so much for your time. And as I say, welcome to the club if you decide to join. If not, please don't worry. I still will offer some free, YouTube videos, etc. but working face to face is the way to really drive your business forward. Thank you. Over and out from rural Ireland.